And hello and good afternoon, and welcome to a doubleheader here on MLB's Game of the Week here on 1340 The Game, 1340thegame.com, or on the iHeartRadio app. Daniel Voiles welcoming you to a doubleheader here on the Blue Hedgehog TV. It is our MLB's Game of the Week and Game 70 of 150 between the OKC Comets and the Round Rock Express. We're first doing the Padres and the Rockies from Coors Field, as we're playing a doubleheader to make up for last Saturday's MLB's Game of the Week. I will turn it over to Bukshambi and Bukshambi, as well as his partner in the booth in just a second. And the Comets will be taking on the Round Rock Express for the final meeting of the year. Of course, we're excited that you will join us for that. So apologies for the Game of the Week, but it's okay. It'll be all right. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Bukshambi and the gang. Enjoy MLB's Game of the Week. We'll talk to you for the Comets game.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. We've got a perfect day for baseball. It's the San Diego Padres going up against the Colorado Rockies. First pitch coming at you right after the break. So just about set now. And today's starter, German Marquez. What do you have on him?
Well, the big thing is that the way he holds his curveball, it's more of a knuckle curve, and because of that, it's less predictable in terms of the break for the hitter. That makes it that much harder to hit this guy.
Okay, all set to go. Luis Arraez stands in.
Luis Arraez.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
0-1.
Line drive. Doyle makes the grab, one away. As we take a look at the Padres lineup, this is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Singy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These players have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
Next offering is in for a strike. And he hits a ground ball right side, and that's a fair ball. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Really nice job, a two-strike hitting and that at bat. Everyone's trying to elevate the ball in today's game, but if you can hit a ball that hard on the ground, it's going to find some holes.
So digging in now for San Diego, Jackson Merrill. That's a strike, and it's 0-1. Swing and a foul out of play. And that's in the dirt.
2 strikes.
this struck him out. 2 out.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically he likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Here's Machado. Swing and a base hit. Tatis around third. He scores and they have the lead. It's an RBI single, 1-0.
A costly mistake in the outfield thanks to the bad read and terrible timing for that to happen. That's a play you just want to forget about.
Jake Cronenworth, the next up for the Padres. Clips the corner. That's strike 1.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. The 0-2. And that skips into third. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
That's ball 2.
Machado leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Fights it off. He'll see another. Swing and a ball ripped out towards right center field. That'll touch down for a hit. Here comes Machado around third. The relay, tag, too late, he scores. And they lead by 2.
Well done, drives in the run. A lot of hitters tell themselves, line drive over the infielder's head. That's what I'm trying to do. Just keep that approach simple. And right there, it was perfectly executed. On time with everything, and pulled it into the gap nicely.
Now Xander Bogaerts gets a chance to hit. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Two outs and 1 in scoring position.
Nope.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
Man on second, 2 down. Late on that fastball.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Ball, that's off the plate.
No, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Got him. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. It's the Padres 2 and the Rockies coming up. Back here at Coors Field, today's starting pitcher, Yu Darvish. What do you have on him, Siggy?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Brenton Doyle, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. Darvish delivers.
Ball.
And there's the ball.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you had a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Aye.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Batting second, third
Man at first, nobody out. Now the number 2 hitter, Ryan McMahon. Right through there for a strike.
This is a great dynamic right here. Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, Boog.
And now the 0-1. Outside with a breaking ball. Runner takes off. Look out! And it hit him. And the batter now, Ezekiel Tovar. That breaking ball drops in for a strike. The 0-1. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike. No outs, runners at first and second. Right through there, got him. And that is a big first out.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Here's Michael Tolia. Just off the outside edge. And that's ball 1. Doyle on second. McMahon at first. One gone. In the air on the infield. And the infield fly is called. Here's Bud Black's lineup for the Colorado Rockies. We could be in for a power showcase today with the wind blowing out. A lot of lift and separate, Chris.
Well, we know hitters are in this era definitely trying to hit the ball in the air regardless of the conditions, but I think even a little more so there's margin for error if you can get the ball up in the air. So, you know, you'll see at times, I'm sure, with 2 strikes, what looks like a half swing that can get out of the ballpark with a hitter who's got decent pop.
Chris Bryant stands in here, leaves that one off the inside. And that's in there for a strike, and now it's even. Ground ball right side, and that one finds its way through. Here's the throw to the plate, and he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning.
Well, it's pretty difficult to throw a base runner out at the plate with 2 outs on a base hit to the outfield, but an excellent job of coming up with it, getting rid of it quickly, and throwing on the money. That is great technique from start to finish. Nice job to end the inning.
And we're back. Here's Jason Hayward.
Left fielder, Jason Hayward.
A former Gold Glove winner, hitting 7th in today's lineup, and he's usually in right, today starting in left.
Boog, if I was to break it down and make it simple, I would say right field's kind of a chill spot compared to left field. Left field's that second hot corner in my opinion.
That one pushed foul. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Here's the 0-2. In the air out towards right center. Makes the grab on the run. And there's one down.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Tirso Ornelas in the box with one away as he takes ball one. And another ball.
No strike.
James Kingsley working the plate. Kingsley's pretty well respected around the league.
Yeah, when you talk to players, I think consistently he is one of the guys you hear compliments about. Players appreciate the job he does back there.
Yeah, and that's kind of all you can ask for, really, just a fair chance to go out and have success.
I got 3-0.
Let's see if he gives him anything to hit here. And there's ball four.
Batting ninth, catcher.
So a man at
Diaz.
first. And now Elias Diaz. He's someone that really beats up on right-handed pitching. The lefties, however, give him a little bit more trouble. And that one fouled off. The pitch. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And that one is inside ball one. Hit on the ground might be two. Off balance speed, there's one. And that's two. So they make short work of him there. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Padres 2 and the Rockies nothing. And welcome back to the ballpark. Now here's Nolan Jones.
Well, here's an interesting stat on Darvish. He has more than 100 wins in his big league career. The only Japanese-born pitcher with more wins is Hideo Nomo, my former teammate.
That one off the mark. Ball one. And the slider just misses.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
Darvish kicks, delivers. Fouled off to the right. That one missed. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. That gets down for a hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. That can be a dangerous pitch if you don't get it inside enough, because as a hitter, you see it coming across the plate the whole way. No problem handling it and putting a good swing on it that time.
Thairo Estrada to the plate. And the pitch is outside, ball one.
Too high. Ball.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Good approach right there. You want to get something just a little higher that you can elevate. Stay out of that double play.
Jones gets his lead at first with nobody out. Up the middle, dive, and he's got it. There's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Well, an aggressive slide at second base, but it was legal. I like it because you're trying to break up the double play, and it looked like the slide impacted the throw a little bit. Nice job by the base runner.
Next to hit for the Rockies, Sam Hilliard. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider. Man at first, one away. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Darvish checks on the runner. Estrada dives back in, but they got him.
Hard to know if he was looking to go right there or not, but he was clearly fooled by the pickoff move. Quick feet, quick release over there by the pitcher. Really quick tag as well.
2 out, space is empty. That one in the dirt, and the count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
That one almost got him.
2 strikes.
Two outs. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Nothing doing for the Rockies. They trail it here 2-0. New inning getting started. And here's the first baseman, Luis Arias. Marquez back to work. That's in for a strike.
0-1.
In the air, left field, down the line, and that drops foul.
Well, he got challenged with a good fastball right there. Just couldn't catch up.
That's down and in.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
That one the other way. Puts it away for the out.
Now batting, right fielder, Fernando
So with
Tatis
1 down,
Jr.
it'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. Doubled his first time up. Fernando Tatis Jr. signed by the White Sox 2015 for $700,000.
That's inside.
And then eventually moved in the James Shields trade in June of 2016. Pitch
That's ball
misses,
two.
and that's ball 2.
Looks like he's being a little cautious with him in this at bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to make another mistake.
2-0.
Aye. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Just
Ball 3.
missed.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a high fly ball right field. Hilliard calls it in, 2 away.
Up next for the Padres.
Jackson
center fielder,
Merrill, the
Jackson
next to
Merrill.
hit. Struck out swinging his first time. That misses the zone, and that's ball 1.
1-0.
Fastball for a strike. That one
Ball 2.
misses, and a count 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And there's a fly ball deep right field. That one opts against the fence. Into second, and he's got a double.
He was all over
Now
that
batting,
one. Good
third
pitch, hard and
baseman,
inside, but
Manny
he showed off
Machado.
some quick hands, got the barrel to it, and was able to yank it into the outfield.
So runner at second, 2 down. And now it's Manny Machado. RBI single his last time up. Just
Outside, that's
missed.
the ball.
Though Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. And that is that. One left for San Diego. They're up 2-0. Back here in Denver,
Leading
bottom of
off
the
for the
inning.
Rockies.
Jacob Stallings now.
Catcher, Jacob Stallings.
Counts 1-0.
That one hit to right. Tatis hauls it in for the out. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting. Center
So
fielder.
the lineup flips over. Brenton Doyle digging in for the Rockies. He reached on a walk his first time. Strike 1.
First pitch strike right there for him. He's going to have to do that consistently if he's going to give any length to his skipper.
And that one fouled off. One down, base is empty. Keeps the at bat going with a foul ball. Next pitch misses, and the count is 1-2. And that one upstairs. Swing and a ball popped up. Cronenworth. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Now batting. Third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
There's Ryan McMahon now. That's in there. 0-1.
0-1.
And that's
We
in the
got a ball,
dirt.
1 strike.
And that's
2 balls,
outside.
1 strike.
And there's a
That's
ball.
3.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
And a foul ball.
I want to start that load a little bit sooner because of the good velo.
Fly ball to right. Tatis. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Start of the
Leading
4th.
off
Here's
for
the
the
second
Padres.
baseman, Jake
Second
Cronenworth.
baseman, Jake Cronenworth.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
0-1's
You
the
know, these
count.
Padres showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
Foul ball, still 0-2. Stays alive. Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Good job to fight that one off. And
One
that
ball,
skips into
2
dirt.
strikes.
Still relatively early, but with the pair of runs already on the board, the ripple effect of that high pitch count might set them up to do more damage later in this game.
Left field, way back there. That one carrying, tattooed and gone. And they add a run. It's 3-0.
That's a swing that'll boost the win probability for sure. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Here's Xander Bogaerts. Oh, he
Nope,
doesn't get
that's
the
a ball.
call. And it's 1-0. Bogaerts, who wears that number 2 on his back for his idol, Derek Jeter. And that one wrapped foul. Fastball in the inside corner for a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. Top half of inning number 4. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of his zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Swung on, popped up left side. McMahon brings it in, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Tirso Ornelas.
2 outs, base is empty. Tirso Ornelas will hit next. Walked his first time. Right through there for a strike. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And the count is 1-1. That one way inside. Two down, nobody on. And down on strikes he goes. He's notched 4 strikeouts now. But the Padres add to the lead on a solo homer. It's now 3-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Ready to go, bottom 4. And the batter will be the shortstop, Ezequiel
Tovar.
The right-hander back to work. That one finds the zone. Strike 1.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Next offering way off the plate. Now he breaks his bat. Cronenworth in plenty of time to first, and 1 gone in the 4th as they get the leadoff man.
Good arm side run to that same side hitter right there. Very difficult to put that ball in the air or get through it. Just bores in on the hands.
Next is switch hitting first baseman Michael Toglia. He's 0 for 1. Just missed. That's in there. That's strike 1. 1 out, base is empty. And now the count is even. One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss, and he got him. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Now batting.
Here's Chris Bryant now. 1 for 1 with a
Chris
single so far.
Bryant.
Just missed. And that's a little bit high. 2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. In the dirt, and it's 3-0. The right-hander gives up the 2-out walk.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder the entire at bat.
Runner first with 2 away. Here's the left fielder, Nolan Jones. And he's already singled in this game. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
This to third, handled by Machado. They get the force, and he has thrown 4 shutout innings. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We're headed to the 5th. It's the Padres 3 and the Rockies nothing. We're back, and there's a new arm on the mound to start the 5th. Justin Lawrence.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
Here's a rocket out to left, and there's one away.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
Now batting, first baseman Luis
Back to the
Arias.
top of the lineup, Luis Arias digs in now. 0 for 2 in this one. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Lawrence goes 6 feet 3 inches, 215 pounds, and he was born in Panama.
That's outside.
Action in the pen down there. Scott Alexander getting ready to come on for Bud Black. Gilbreth getting loose as well. On the ground. Tolia steps on the bag. 2 up, 2 down.
Good sinker low in the
Now
zone
batting,
right there and
right
produced
fielder,
exactly what he was
Fernando
looking for.
Tatis Jr.
Ball on the ground. Nice ground out.
2 down, base is empty. Stepping in for San Diego, Fernando Tatis Jr. 1 for 2. Up and in, ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
Two outs. Hammered down the line. Could be extra bases. Around first, heading for 2. Throws to second. Not in time. It's a double.
Up next for the Padres, center fielder Jackson Merrill.
That ball was absolutely ripped. 111 off the bat. And I'm pretty sure it started to whistle after it left the bat.
I think I heard that too, Boog. And these are the moments we appreciate when we can look at StatCast and just see exactly what the data is. Always so much fun to see what numbers pop up.
Stepping in, Jackson Merrill. Late swing, foul to the left. Tatis on at second with 2 down. Battling here as he fouls it away. The 0-2. And that one missing low. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Runner at second, 2 down, and we're at the top of the 5th. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. And he grounds one to the right side. Estrada throws to first in time, and that is the inning. Padres leave one, but they lead it 3-0. Back here at Coors Field, John Shelby with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5, Thairo Estrada. Slider clips the zone.
All these Rockies just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for them to get anything going.
Slider misses outside.
Sometimes you have to keep chipping away until you break through, but it's a lot easier to put runs on the board when you have guys in scoring position because they put themselves there.
Close, but called a ball. And it's 2-2.
Well, as a pitcher, when you make a big pitch down around the knees and don't get the call, it'll eat at you out there. So some handle it a little bit better than others. And right here, clearly letting the ump hear it a little bit.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, that's the money maker right there. 2 strikes, slider down and away from a same side thrower as the hitter. I mean, that's just tough. You're looking to protect with 2 strikes and very difficult to lay off.
So digging in, Sam Hilliard. And that one misses up and in. 1-0.
1-0.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
That one's in there, and it's 1-1. He swings and fouls one off. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Now batting,
Jacob Stallings
Jacob
now at the plate. Flied to right
Stallings.
his first time. Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play.
Oh, he's got to be pretty proud of this outing so far. Sometimes guys cower coming into a ballpark like this, but he has attacked hitters. Pitching on the road like this is very impressive. This has been a treat to watch.
And a swing and a miss.
Looking sharp, just a strike away from 5 shutout innings.
That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Rockies are down quietly, still down 3-0. All set for the top of the sixth. Now the third baseman, Manny Machado.
Manny Machado.
Lawrence back to work. Swing and a miss, strike one.
You know, these Padres, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Hit hard on the ground to short. Leadoff man retired in the sixth.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
Next for the Padres, Jake Cronenworth. He went deep back in the fourth. A pretty important swing of the bat in this ball game.
Yeah, Boogie, he didn't waste any time. He jumped all over that pitch and saw it the entire way. You talk about squaring it up. He didn't miss a stitch on the baseball.
Foul ball. Ground ball to the right side. The flip to the pitcher covering. 2 quick outs to open the top of the sixth.
Now batting, shortstop Xander Bogaerts.
And here is Xander Bogaerts, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. There's the strike. 2 down, nobody on. And we're in the top half of the sixth. Ball 1 to Bogaerts. And that's down and away. Drilled out towards left center field. Doyle going back. Just missed it.
Oh, man, amazing catch to end the inning. As a former outfielder, I'm feeling proud right now. Saw the wall, didn't get afraid, held on to the ball.
Bottom of the sixth. Here's the center fielder, Brenton Doyle. And that is out of play. And that's off the inside edge. And that is ball 1. And that's downstairs and outside. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Jason Adam preparing to come on if needed. Estrada also getting ready. In the air, right field. Tatis settles underneath it. Drops into the glove. And there's one away.
Now batting, third baseman
Ryan McMahon steps to the plate.
McMahon.
First pitch doesn't find the zone. The Rockies trailing by 3 here in the bottom of the sixth. Line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field.
Pitch was on the outside, didn't go the other way with it, but still a nice job of using the big part of the field to find a hole. No way he hits it that well if he hooks around the baseball there.
Now here is Ezequiel Tovar.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
That's off the mark, and that's ball one. Fouled off down the right side. Ball to strike. And downstairs. McMahon stands at first with one out. That one misses, and the count is 3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound. But, you know, his confidence should still be high enough to get out of this, but he's going to have to buckle down right here.
2 on, 1 out. And now the first baseman, Michael Tolia. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
1-1.
Squirts away a little bit. Runners stay where they are. That's ball 1. In there at the knees. 1-2. Now one missed.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
And it remains 2-2. Swung on, belted. That's back. And it's into the bleachers. Out of here. He'll take a trot around the bases. It's 3-3. Listen to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. That does it for you, Darvish. Just never found his groove, wasn't able to settle in. New arm coming on, back in a moment. Sean Reynolds comes on now.
Now pitching for San Diego, number 25, Sean Reynolds.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Here is Chris Bryant. That's in there. And that's strike 1. One down, base is empty. That one fouled off. Ball 1 there. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Still only 1 out here in the inning. And that's outside. And the count is even, 2-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
Well, he's desperately looking for that swing and miss. He's going to have to just change speeds a little bit, try to move it around, create just a little bit of illusion at the end.
Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Grinding AB right here, about to see pitch number 10. Still 2-2 after the foul ball.
5 foul balls in a row. I have no idea what that feels like, but you got to love this battle. Just wondering who's going to blink first.
And down on strikes. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. So 2 down now, and here is Nolan Jones. That one outside, and that's ball 1. Swing and a ball popped up. Cronenworth in position. Makes the play, and it's out number 3. Rockies get 3 on this homer. We're tied now with 3 apiece. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Luis Peralta.
Now
bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
Now the left fielder, Jason Hayward.
San Diego, left fielder, Jason Hayward.
And the first offering a fastball for a strike. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Seth Halverson getting ready to come on for Bud Black. And it's strike 2.
But hard in, soft away, and now he's in an 0-2 count. He's got to figure out a way to try to sit in between, perhaps choke up a little bit, and just try to get the bat to the baseball.
Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. Beats him for the first out, and that completes the strikeout.
Now batting, the designated.
Now the DH for the Padres, Tirso Ornelas. A strikeout and a walk. That is upstairs for ball 1. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Jones sizing this one up, and it's caught for the out.
Now batting, catcher Elias Diaz.
Here's the catcher, Elias Diaz. Fought off foul. That's down and in. On the ground right side. And that one handled. Sends it to first. And that is that. Padres down in order. So no change in the score. It's 3-3.
Now pitching for San
We're back in
Diego.
a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Jason Adams.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Tyro Estrada
Leading
digging
off
in
for
for the
the
Rockies.
Second
This is a
baseman,
guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he
Estrada.
contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, this guy is a big contributor. Just missed.
I was always told it's hard to take you off the field when you play really good defense, especially at a premier position, and that's what he does.
Swing and a fly ball in the air out towards right center field. Merrill makes a nice running catch.
Nothing
next
instills
for the
more
Rockies,
confidence in a team than
right
a center
fielder,
fielder who makes a great play like that on the run.
Hilliard.
They can feed off the energy he brings just from his playmaking abilities.
Yeah, that's fouled off. One down, base is empty. Bounding ball here, rolls foul.
Very dominant with that fastball inside. Hitter's going to be conscious of that. Now you have the outer half of the plate to work with out there on the mound.
All tied up here at the bottom of the 7th. To the right side, Cronenworth on to first, and 2 away now.
Now batting, catcher, Jacob Stallings.
So in now for Colorado, Jacob Stallings. First pitch misses.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
2 down, nobody on. And there's a foul ball. Two outs. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tapped softly on the ground. Fires over to first. And that is that. 1, 2, 3 go the Rockies. Score remains tied at 3. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Seth Halverson.
Now pitching for the Rockies, number 54, Seth Halverson.
So digging in, Luis Arias.
Leading off for the
0 for
Padres,
3 in this
first
one.
baseman, Luis Arias.
Swing and a ball lined out towards center. Squeezes it, and there's 1 down.
Great swing of the bat right there, trying to get on as that go-ahead run. He just wasn't able to find a hole.
And the batter will be Fernando Tatis Jr. The other way, and that's just foul. One down, base is empty. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field, and that'll get down for a hit.
Always feels amazing getting
Now
a job
batting,
done when the
the
team
center
needs you to
fielder,
come
Jackson
through. It's just
Merrill.
bigger than your own individual stats. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
Halverson checks over to first, and he's back. And here is Jackson Merrill. Tatis runs. Now the 0-1. Liner, and this could be trouble. Tatis around second. Runner around third on his way to the plate. He will score, and they take the lead.
Well, that's a big swing of the bat, driving in the run with the two-bagger. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
One out, runner at second. Here's Manny Machado now. And the first pitch
Outside.
misses for ball one. Man at second. And another ball.
He hasn't wanted to challenge him. Both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
Next offering is downstairs.
He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
And ball four, two aboard.
And he reluctantly takes his walk.
Now batting, second
First
baseman,
and second,
Jake
one out.
Cronenworth.
Now it's the second baseman, Jake Cronenworth. He's already homered in this game. That catches the top part of the zone. That's strike one.
Well, in this situation with runners on, you've got to get ahead in the count so that you can dictate the rest of the at-bat. Nice job right there.
Next offering is down low.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
Next offering upstairs.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
That one is absolutely belted. Into the bullpen and gone. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they boost their lead. It's 7-3. Singy, the ball is jumping off his bat.
Yes, it is. Tons of loud contact. Man, it's been impressive. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit. Spit on some other pitches in this at bat. Was very patient, and it paid off.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Rockies bullpen. Seth Halverson done for the afternoon. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching.
So
for
they
the
turn to the
Rockies.
lefty in this spot, Scott Alexander.
Number 52. Scott Alexander.
One down. And here comes Sander Bogaerts. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. On a bounce right side, and that chance handled. Bogaerts retired.
Up next for the Padres, left fielder
Jason Hayward, the next to hit. Alexander, 35 years old. He joined the team as a free agent. First offering, and it just misses. Movement in the bullpen. Lucas Gilbreth, the left-hander, up and throwing. Vodnik, the right-hander, loosening up as well. Four runs already in the frame, and we're in the top of the 8th. Inside, just missed. And that drops in for a strike. Two now. Hayward down on strikes. So a 3-run shot for the Padres here. It's now 7-3. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Now here is Brenton Doyle. And fires in a fastball at 95.
This is a very important inning here. After scoring all those runs, you want your pitcher to come out and just mow them down. The offense has worked hard. It's shut down inning time.
Swings and misses at 1 down below the zone. Activity in the bullpen. Yuki Matsui, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. And there's a ball. The 1-2. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Swing and a ground ball. And he handles it himself for the out.
Now batting, third baseman, Ryan McMahon
digging in for the Rockies. Fastball for a strike at 95. Here comes the 0-1. Right through there for a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
The Padres leading by 4 here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Next offering misses down and away. Way inside. Swings and misses, struck him out.
You know, variant speeds can be just as useful for a pitcher as movement. And you see right there, it really wasn't a great location. But the fact that the velocity change had the hitter off balance, and that's all you got to do sometimes.
Tovar at the plate and takes high there. Yeah, there's the strike. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. That'll fire up the dugout, and they close the gap. It's 7-4.
That home run narrows the gap between these two. This one isn't over yet.
A slider right down the middle of the plate. It's like slow motion for a hitter. You're just licking your chops, waiting for it to arrive, and you want to hit it a long way, and he did.
And the Padres manager making his way towards the mound as he will make the move. Jason Adam out of the game. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the new arm in a minute. Jeremiah Estrada gets handed the rock out of the pen. He's into the game with the bases empty.
Number 56, Jeremiah Estrada.
Two outs, nobody on. Here's the Rockies cleanup hitter, Michael Toglia. He's already homered here in this one. Toglia checks his swing, appeal to third. Nope, he held back. Sliced hard, but foul down the left side. Swing and a miss. 99. How do you do?
Boom. That's cheddar, baby.
Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him. But not before they're able to draw closer with this blast. It's now a 7-4 ball game. Back after this on the show. And we're back. We go to the ninth. And now the DH, Tirso Ornelas. Alexander back to work. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field, and that'll fall for a base hit. And a good start to the inning.
Now batting, catcher Elias Diaz.
And now Elias Diaz. Right through there for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Foul ball there. Oh, 2 now. And that one is lifted in the air. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 1 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Luis Ariz.
Luis Ariz getting ready to hit. Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. There's a swing and a drive. And it hops over the wall for an automatic double.
This is a tough play for the offense to stomach. I mean, they did everything right, but the automatic double just ruined the hit and run. The runner had a great jump from first, and at the plate, really good contact. Just a little bit of bad luck robbed him of a run.
So 2 in scoring position, calling for the intentional walk, and that loads up the bases. And the force play is now in order.
Jackson Merrill.
So bases loaded with 1 away. Now Jackson Merrill.
Oh, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
So they're all loaded up. Swings and misses. And the count even at 1.
The pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
The 1-1 is fouled off. just missing there. And the count is 2-2.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Oh, and this one gets away. Runners hold tight, but it's a full count now. Bases loaded, one away. Swing, and this one's bounced on the ground. Sends it to Tolia. Now 2 away as they get a run across.
Now batting, third baseman, Manny Machado.
Manny Machado up to the plate. Bit of strategy here. They issue the intentional walk, and that'll set up a forced play at any base.
Up next for the Padres, second baseman.
So up next,
Jake
Cronenworth. He's got a couple homers already, so can he possibly do it again?
Come on, man. Of course he can. Those 2 he hit were legit, and he looks pretty locked in right now at the dish.
That one missed. That one ripped right center field. That's down. One hops off the wall. Here comes Machado around third. He scores. They clear the bases, and they're pulling away up by 7 now.
How about that? Clears the bases. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and ripped it into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Rockies bullpen. Scott Alexander departs, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back.
Now pitching.
So the Rockies turn the ball over to a new arm, Lucas Gilbert.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Bogarts, the next to hit, takes outside. Cronenworth at second with 2 down. Next offering is fouled back.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
Man on second, 2 down.
Ball 2.
Now a screamer into the outfield. Jones makes the catch, and that is that. 4 runs in the inning, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Padres 11 and the Rockies 4. This one isn't exactly close, Chris. Let's go off script for a moment.
I'm game.
Were we on script?
Never.
Singy, you grew up in the Bay Area. Did you have a favorite player as a kid?
Yeah, I love the A's lineup. I mean, guys like Ricky Henderson, Dave Kingman, Terry Steinbach. I mean, you just go on and on. Tony Armas. Just some tremendous rosters back then. And I loved as a kid getting on the BART train, the Bay Area Rapid Transit, pulling up right there to the stadium and then going in and watching the game.
Left fielder, Nolan Jones.
Here's the left fielder, Nolan Jones. 1 for 3. You also had the pleasure of going over and hitting and taking batting practice at a big leaguer's house. Who was that?
Yeah, Willie McGee, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Not
he
in the
lived in your neighborhood.
Yeah, his folks live right down the street from me, and that's where his batting cage was. I used to look out of my backyard down the hill and just dream of one day maybe being able to go over and hit with them, and that dream became a reality when I was drafted by the San Francisco Giants.
Now batting, second baseman.
So it's their last chance in this one. Tyro Estrada digging in for the Rockies. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Just missed.
Ball one.
They're down to their final strike.
Well, you got to find a way to catch up to that pitch. Perhaps shorten the swing, eliminate the stride. That one came in hot, but right down the middle, you're saying to yourself, how did I miss that pitch? Got to make a quick adjustment.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that is the ball game.
Offensive explosion today for these players. They gave up a few runs, but they had more than enough firepower to turn this one into a blowout.
Final score in this one, 11-4. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
That is your MLB's game of the week as the Padres win it 11-4 in the contest here today. As we'll go over the final numbers for you, and then we'll talk about the game story. First for the victorious San Diego Padres, 11 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They left a total of 5 runners on base. For the Rockies, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. We're checking to see how many runners they have left on base. They only left 3 runners on base. Winning pitcher will go to Jason Adams. He pitched an inning and 2/3. 1 run on 1 hit, no walks, 1 strikeout. He'll get the win. Seth Howerson, who we saw in the Albuquerque series, took the loss. 1/3 of an inning, 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts to take the loss. Jeremiah Estrada will pick up the save for San Diego. With the win, the Padres are 1-0 in the, or 1-1, excuse me, because they did lose to the Dodgers. So nice bounce back effort for the Padres. The Rockies suffer their first loss. They are 0-1. Let me double check to make sure that is correct. I don't want to derp on that before we get into game 2 of our doubleheader. Survey says, or correction, they are 0-2. I forgot they lost to the San Francisco Giants the first time we saw the Rockies. So they are 0-2. The Padres are 1-1. Rockies have now lost back-to-back games on MLB's Game of the Week. And now we welcome you to Game 2. For those of you joining us for Game 2 of our doubleheader between the Comets and the Round Rock Express, the AAA parent club of the Texas Rangers. As we are sent for the game for this one. Again, final score, if you just tuned in late, it was San Diego winning 11-4 over the Colorado Rockies. We begin game 2 of our doubleheader between the Comets and the Round Rock Express. But first things first, I will take care of important business as far as the...
And people have choked over the...
Okay, just don't want to hear that. As we're going to get started. First of all, yesterday, Los Angeles Dodgers, speaking of the San Diego Padres, Los Angeles Dodgers lost to the Padres 7-4. Dylan Cease got the win, improves to 6-7. Tyler Glasnow the loss, 6-4. Alexander Bogaerts, Manny Machado homered for the Padres. Elise Diaz, Uris Arias had some RBIs on the day. Robert Suarez picked up his third save on the year. Cease went 6 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Suarez retired all one batter he faced, Hola Senor Sean, to pick up the third save. Mookie Betts had a 2-run homer for the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani also had an RBI for the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow pitched 4 innings, 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts to take the loss. Dodgers lose the first game of that series. They will take on the San Diego Padres later tonight at 9:10 Central Time. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will pitch for the Dodgers. Nick Pivetta will pitch for the Padres out at Dodgers Stadium. Of course, AA Tulsa will be playing in an hour while we're in the middle of our game here today. As we're going to go ahead and get this party started and begin game 2. Again, final score, if you just tune into the Comets deal, we have just played our first game of our 2 doubleheaders. It was San Diego winning 11-4 over the Colorado Rockies. 11 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and 5 runners left on base for San Diego. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base for Colorado in that contest. There's your starting lineups for both teams. Got Malcolm Moore, the catcher. There's the pitching matchup. As we welcome you here to Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark on a very beautiful night for baseball. As I said, Round Rock 38-31. Comets are 43-26. Round Rock can still get into the have got to win out in their meetings as we're getting set for first pitch here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Gavin Stone will start. Of course, he's coming off a tough loss his last start against the Isotopes. He's glad to be back home, and so are we. Next weekend, we're going to be in Sacramento to take on the Reefer Cants.
For Round Rock, the shortstop, Nick Ahmed.
Nick Ahmed will lead it off. 264 average, 2 homers, 16 RBIs. He's batting right. Final meeting between these two teams in the first half is high for ball 1. We are underway at 6:05 Central Time.
First pitch, 6:05.
Next pitch for Gavin Stone. That's high for ball 2. Beautiful day here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. 67 degrees, clear skies. Winds blowing out the center field at 8 miles an hour. The umpires we have are Matthew Ross, who's at home plate, Dave Lawrence at first base, Ricky Holiday at second base, Darryl Parker at third base. Final meeting between these two teams, just underway in the top of the first, as that's fouled away. E-Train coming off a series against, I want to say, Salt Lake. That swung on and missed for strike 2. No score, just underway in the top of the first. Here underway at 6:05. As you don't need to hear my echoing, as that is fouled away. Just underway here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, as here's a foul ball, as Hola Senor Sean is here. his favorite team, the Round Rock Express. First of 6 we are doing here this series as the 2-2, that's fouled away. Comets in their home whites tonight. Comets across the front in white and blue scripted letters with the light blue outlining and a baseball shooting Comet underneath it. As there's a line drive to right field, that is going to be a fair ball and a base hit for the E-Train. And Nick Ahmed leads it off for a single to begin tonight's ball game.
Nice start off here for the Express with a leadoff singles.
Yep. And, of course, Sean is still recovering from his wisdom teeth surgery. And, yes, he is the producer and engineer.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty okay. So.
Yeah. Here comes the dangerous Trevor Halver.
That was a close one there on that fair ball.
Yeah, that was close. Here's Trevor Halver as he fouls away on the first pitch. 288 average, 5 homers, 45 RBIs for Halver this season. Back to the jerseys for the Comets. Red numbers on the front, blue numbers on the back. White pants, blue hats and brims, OKC in diagonal letters with a baseball comment shooting through the letter K. Final mean between these two teams, between the Comets and the E-Train. They will not meet again in the second half, so this is like the final time they're meeting this season, period.
That means this is the final time doing one of these.
Yeah. As that is 2-2 the count. Gavin Stone coming off a difficult loss. Did not pitch in the Albuquerque series. Of course, Albuquerque took 4 of 6 from the Comets. 2-2 offering is fouled away.
That's really hurting the Comets here as they get into this stretch of the first half.
Yeah, and this is, by the way, the final series of the first half. I'd like to remind everybody about that.
So the Comets are going to need a lot of help here.
Yeah, and they also need to watch out for Albuquerque. And also, you want to say Round Rock, you can throw them in the mix because, remember, at the end of the series, whoever has the best record will clinch a playoff berth. As that swung on a miss, strike 3. Halver strikes out as we're 1 away here in the top of the first.
Second baseman, Justin.
And now here comes Sean's favorite player, Justin Foscue.
He's a dangerous player, that's for sure.
Called for a strike. 263 average, 6 homers, 36 RBIs. Of course, Round Rock coming off a series against El Paso. I know in real life they didn't do good against El Paso, but they played at home against the Chihuahuas. Did okay in that series. I believe they either they won that series or split the series. That is down low. Here's the throw to second, and it's not in time. So that will be a wild pitch, and the E-Train capitalized on the Comets' misfortunes. You look at the replay. He was going to go back to first, see the ball go away, and that is a stolen base.
Oh, that was so close there, really.
And the E-Train took advantage of that.
That's a costly mistake there by the Comets here. But it's still early in this game, so really, that ain't a huge one.
As here's a fly ball to right field. Looks like that's John Rhodes, and the runner will stay put there. The defense for the Comets from left to right, and also this is the first time the E-Train's seen the Comets with different players since we last met in Round Rock. So the defensive line from left to right is Chris Aline, Josue De Paula, David, and John Rhodes, who got called up from AA Tulsa. Third baseman David Bodie, shortstop Armando Alvarez, second baseman Jose Iglesias, first baseman Ryan Ward, and James McCann is, by the way, the catcher. The defense for the E-Train from left to right will go Aaron Zavala, Kevin Pollard, and Trevor Halver. Third baseman Keber Rodriguez. We haven't seen him in the series as he's making his Express debut tonight. Shortstop Nick Ahmed, Justin Foscue at second, Josh Hatcher at first base, and Malcolm Moore is the catcher for the E-Train.
The third baseman, number 3, Keber Rodriguez.
And speaking of Keber Rodriguez, there he is making his Express debut. Don't know what to expect from Caber, because we have not seen him in action in any of the first two series we have faced.
Well, he's been doing really good down there in Double A, and really, I guess now it's probably time for him to shine here in Triple A.
Yep, down low for ball one. Round Rock in their gray jerseys. Round Rock across the front in Navy script letters. Red numbers on the back. Gray pants. Navy hats. And here's a line drive to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And here comes the throw. It's going wide. It's an RBI single for Caber Rodriguez. His first with the E-Train, and just like that, Round Rock strikes first. It's 1-0 E-Train here in the top of the first.
Welcome to AAA, man.
First RBI of his career, and now the dangerous Alan Trejo up for the E-Train. And here's a line drive to right field. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to go all the way to the wall. That will score another run. Alan Trejo did not even go over his stats. Throw is not in time. Did not even go over his stats. It's now going to be an RBI double for Trejo. E-Train off and rolling. It's 2-0 Round Rock here in the top of the first, as I haven't even got over Alan Trejo's stats.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to wait on that until the next time up. But what a hit.
Barely. It looks like the ball came out. Yeah, the ball came out, so...
Ball came out. So...
Let me actually go over his stats, as a matter of fact. Who was it? Alan Trejo. Now he's at 272 average, his 26 RBI. He has 3 home runs on the year. And now Josh Hatcher is up, trying to do some more damage for Round Rock. First pitch is called for a strike. 205 average, 4 homers, 17 RBIs for Josh Hatcher.
That is not the best start that you want to have so far on the defensive side for the Comets.
And of course, we saw that a lot in the MLB Game of the Week, where the Padres jumped out to a 2-0 lead on the Colorado Rockies. They ended up winning 11-4 as a result. But San Diego did give up a game-tying home run as that swung on a missed strike 3 to end the inning, but the E-Train did a lot of damage. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We're going to the bottom of the first. Round Rock already out, off and rolling. 2-0 E-Train as we start the bottom of the first. And who's pitching for Round Rock, you ask? Dane Acker. This will be his 5th start for the E-Train as you look at the rest of his stats.
Leading off here tonight, the center
as Josue De Paula, 256 average, 9 homers, 21 RBIs, batting left.
This is going to sort of be the run that the Comets need here, starting right now, if they want to make sure to keep this close.
Yep, that's called for a strike. De Paula really struggled in the series against Albuquerque. He went, I want to say, 2 for 28 as that's fouled away on a bunt for strike 2.
That is not good.
Especially when you're in a hitter-friendly environment, as here's a fly ball to center field. And there's one away in the bottom of the first. That would be Kevin Pollard.
The third baseman.
Of course, they got the RR on the front of the Express hats. As you look at David Bodie, you saw his stats there. Batting .260. I was going to mention on that second one for the E-Train, one of them was on that 200 and that number, that cursive number. And now he's off that cursive number.
You were going to complain about that, weren't you?
No. I just didn't want to get in trouble or get his. There's a fly ball to center field. Nice catch by the center fielder. 2 away here in the bottom of the first.
That's a warning right there.
Yep. Here's Jose Iglesias, signed as a free agent. Did okay in the series against Albuquerque, and this is the first time he's facing off against the Express here at home. That's down low for ball 1, 150 average, no homers or RBIs. And here's a fly ball to right field. That's going to be a base hit. So Iglesias gets his first hit at home as a member of the Comets. Over the second is not in time. So welcome to Oklahoma City, Jose Iglesias on a double.
Yeah, that's a good play there by Iglesias.
With the beginning of this series, it ends the streak of 3 consecutive teams that were from the National League, the Comets at base, as Ryan Ward, 250 average, 10 homers, 34 RBIs, batting left. Set the all-time Bricktown error home runs here. Congratulations to him, as that's high for ball 2. But he really didn't have a good game on Sunday in Albuquerque. He was 0 for 4 on Sunday.
He needs to step it up here again in this series, and luckily it's at home.
Yeah, James McCann is on deck. As you see his stats, 278, no homers or RBIs. Do not think James McCann did pitch in that series last few games with OKC and Albuquerque. Of course, Round Rock just coming off a series against the Chihuahuas, which I believe they earned a series split. I will have to go back and look at their schedule to see if that is indeed the case. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the first inning. No runs, a hit, and a runner left. We have the second. Round Rock has a 2-0 lead over the Comets, as we have Zavala, Moore, and Pollard due up for the E-Train. And here is Aaron Zavala.
Rock, the left fielder, Aaron
with his games in
Zavala.
281 average, no homers and 1 RBI in his games with Round Rock this season. Stone's first pitch is up, called for a strike. Second round draft pick in the MLB draft from 2021. Here's the next pitch. That's low, ball 1. Do not remember if Zavala played on Sunday. If not, his last game was on Saturdays. There's a ground ball to the shortstop over the first, one away in the second.
Batting 8.
So Zavala is retired, and I'll bring up the dangerous Malcolm Moore. In his games with Round Rock, 267 average, no homers and 4 RBIs.
Malcolm Moore is one of those sorts of players that likes to hit it in and at least get a run started.
That's called for a strike. Swing and a miss on a curve for strike 2. Of course, we talked about Gavin Stone. His last start did not go the way he wanted. He is coming off a struggling outing his last time out. I think it was against Reno, as that's found a way. Did not pitch in the Albuquerque series. I think he did, but I could be wrong. But he did suffer. Actually, correction, he did pitch in the Albuquerque series, but he took the loss.
It's a tough stretch for him, and that's going to be something that he needs to improve on during this series.
That's outside, ball 2. So Gavin Stone looking to bounce back. There's a couple of pitchers that will need to bounce back in this series that's really having a rough go of late.
That's probably on both sides here, really, if you want to throw that in all together.
Yep, David Bodie makes the catch. There's 2 away here in the second.
The center fielder, number 12, Kevin Pollard.
286 average, 6 homers, 26 RBIs for Kevin Pollard.
Pollard's an interesting player.
That's called for a strike. If you guys want to chat, say something in the chat other than Senor Sean. Say your name, make sure it's in English, so that way we can give you a proper shout out on YouTube. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Pollard. He's now 0-2 on the count. 36 pitches for Gavin Stone right now. This is his 37th, and here it is as he fouls it away.
And you're already throwing 30-plus pitches here already, and it's the second inning. That ain't good.
And remember, in his last start against Albuquerque, as that's down low for ball 2, I think he threw like 30-something pitches in a single inning and got pulled as that's called for strike 3. Round Rock down in order, but they still lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second.
No hits, no runs left on base.
James McCann with Oklahoma City, 278 average, no homers and RBIs, making his home debut as he's batting right. First pitch is fouled away. Do not remember the last time Dane Acker pitched for the E-Train. I'll have to go back and look. On the schedule, I'll have to go back and look and see when was his last start. If I were to wager a guess, I've swung and a missed for strike 3. McCann's down out on strikes, one away at the bottom of the second. If I had to take a guess, I think it was in the El Paso series.
I believe it was.
That's inside for ball 1. Aaron Broncho, switch hitter, 231 average, 10 homers, 30 RBIs, switch hitter batting left. He also struggled in the Albuquerque series. Comets coming off a loss against the Isotopes. They lost 4 of 6, called for a strike, but you kind of expected that in a hitter-friendly environment at Rio Grande Credit Union at Isotopes Park. Of course, Round Rock, I do not think, as here's a ground ball over to from the third baseman over the first for the second out of the inning. I was going to say, I do not think Round Rock has gone to Albuquerque this season, but we'll see. As Armando Alvarez, between OKC and St. Paul, 185 average, 6 homers, 19 RBIs, batting right. First pitch from Acker's only thrown 20 pitches. This is 21 as it's for a strike. 2 RBIs and a double in his last 3 games for Alvarez. That was in the Albuquerque series. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Here's the next pitch. Line drive to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit as the center fielder had trouble trying to pick up the ball, but only a single for Alvarez.
The right fielder.
That's the second hit for the Comets tonight. And here's John Rhodes. Yep, John Rhodes is up. First pitch called for a strike. With OKC, 313 average, no homers, 1 RBIs. He's been going back and forth between Oklahoma City and AA Tulsa. He only got the RBI only had 1 RBI, and that was back in the Albuquerque series. He scored 2 runs in the last 4 games in the Isotope series. As here's a ground ball, but this will end the inning. No runs, a hit, and a runner left as we head to the third. Round Rock leads 2-0. The reason we're playing at 6:05 Central Time is tomorrow it's a morning game between the two teams at 11:05. Or no, 12:05 game, excuse me. So that's going to be a quick turnaround. Nick Ahmed singled his first time up as he's batting right, so that's probably why we're starting a little earlier than usual. We normally would start at 7:05 as that's outside for ball 1.
Well, there's really all the other interesting factors going on, because Oklahoma City's sort of spotlight in the sports world right now.
Yeah. Of course, on Thursday, Thunder could do something they've never done before, win an NBA championship, as that's fouled away. But then we got news today that, I'm trying to think who, I think it was Halliburton.
Halliburton got injured.
Looks like he got, which, by the way, if he's ruled out, that's a big blow to the Pacers.
And
so that would explain why he only scored 4 points in an NBA Finals game last night, but he didn't look like himself. I thought, with him not scoring any points, that's caught by Aline, 1 away in the third.
Right fielder,
But
Trevor
hopefully it's not too serious. Otherwise, that will be a big blow for the Pacers as Trevor Hauer struck out his first time up. Batting left. 46 pitches for Stone. This is the 46. There's a fly ball to center field. DePaula makes the catch for the second out.
now batting. Second
And
base, Justin.
this is supposed to be a hitter-friendly environment, right?
This is actually a pitcher's park. Albuquerque for OKC. Yeah, this is a pitcher's park. Keep that in mind. This is not like Albuquerque or Sacramento, which, by the way, for anyone that's wondering, I did switch the fields for Sacramento for our series next week. It will be at Sutter Health Park. Now, I know somebody in the comments is going to say, Voiles, how the hell did you do that? I went through these settings and actually made sure to have Sacramento play at Sutter Health Park.
They're not playing.
At that fictional ballpark, as that's the inning. Round Rock down in order, but they still lead 2-0.
But nobody on base again.
Yep. Oh, and definitely broke his bat as well. So Justin Foskey is going to need a new bat for when next time he bats.
Leading off,
He
the left fielder, Chris.
He said would. Chris Alleen, 196 average, 6 homers, and you saw how many RBIs he has. That's with Oklahoma City.
That's a dangerous play right here.
Let's see what his stats were on Sunday in Albuquerque. So that's 1 of 1 as he found the way. Round Rock coming off a good series against the Chihuahuas. Whereas Oklahoma City struggled against Albuquerque in a hitter-friendly environment, which, let's be honest, you kind of expected that. That's high for ball 3. And, of course, we'll talk about this whenever, which, by the way, I hadn't asked this question as that's went away. How is your mouth feeling, by the way,
Now
Senor?
batting, the center fielder.
Doing pretty good, just the corners of the mouth are the only areas that I'm feeling anything. But besides that, doing pretty good.
Well, at least we can hopefully get score checks taken care of while you're still recovering.
I think we are, because nothing else is wrong.
That's high.
Only had one game played this afternoon in real life. That would be Durham and Omaha. They already played this afternoon. As far as the game, we have, by the way, Las Vegas taking on Sugar Land. That's going on right now. Reno is taking on El Paso. Speaking of El Paso, that's down low for ball 3. David Bodie on deck. And then Albuquerque is taking on Tacoma, which I didn't realize this. Tacoma's been on a 4-week homestand. If you know what I mean. Well, and the reason for that is that's called for a strike, as it's now a full count. The reason for that is they were putting new grass at Sutter Health Park to give Sutter Health Park a break, like a week break, so that makes a lot of sense. So,
especially with all the action that's going on there at Sutter Health Park.
Yeah, we'll be going there next week for Comets baseball, seeing the new upgrades from Sutter Health Park.
And then we'll also be knowing where Round Rock is doing. I think as well.
I actually am going to pull that up, as a matter of fact, on my phone. Next, as that's a ground ball over the first. Comets also down in orders. We go to the fourth. Round Rock leads 2-0. Speaking of Round Rock, they're taking on the Tacoma Rainiers. Next week at home. So they will be back home to host the Rainiers.
Leading off for Round Rock.
I know Ben Gilman's the commentator, but I muted him so that way Sean and I can commentate this game as we're starting the fourth. And also should mention in real life, if Las Vegas can clinch a playoff berth if they win and the Comets lose. Keep that in mind, as that's high for ball one.
That is the bad thing about this. If the Comets lose, they sort of just put the dagger in any opportunities there.
Yep. Let's go over the rest of the organizations for games tonight. As that is a ground ball, the shortstop Alvarez over the first, one away in the fourth.
Now batting, the designated
Double A Tulsa
Alan
taking on Midland.
Trejo.
Will be taking on Midland coming up shortly. Sean's team, Frisco, is in San Antonio. So there you go.
And probably also should check on the majors here.
Yep.
Because first off, the Dodgers are hosting the San Diego Padres.
1 for 3 on Sunday with a single for Trejo, by the way. I think that was the one who I didn't even get to. Yeah, it was the one I didn't even get to as far as the stats. That's fine.
But yeah, Padres, Dodgers tonight. And then also the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers.
Yep. Which that's going on right now. Here's a fly ball to right field. Nice catch by Rhodes. 2 away in the fourth. High Great Lakes also in action right now. They're taking on Peoria. Sean Art and Hub City taking on Bowling Green, which is going to be starting a little bit from now. And Single A Rancho Cucamonga taking on Lake Elsinore tonight. So you mentioned the Dodgers and Padres. Well, we got LA San Diego. That's the inning. No runs, a hit, and a run. Nothing for the Comets. Or, no, for the E-Train, I'm sorry.
Another quick 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, go Round Rock. Comets are up the bat. I keep forgetting they're the home team. Just give me the nuts, that Sean. Thank you. Jose Iglesias is up. Found the way, strike one. So you mentioned about Dodgers and Padres affiliates playing against each other. Well, Single A Rancho Cucamonga is taking on Lake Elsinore at home. Rancho just recently clinched a spot into the playoffs, so congratulations to the Quakes. In their final year as the Dodgers affiliate before they move over to Ontario next season, whereas Rancho will go join the Los Angeles Angels organization. That's called for strike 3.
And then what's going on with
Now batting, the first baseman.
Single A, which is the Texas Rangers, the Hickory Crawdads, they're playing right now against Del Marvia.
All right.
Of course, if you missed out on the pregame show for MLB The Show 25, Los Angeles Dodgers, you mentioned about it, Sean. They lost last night 7-4 to the San Diego Padres. So Dodgers not off to a good start against the Padres. They are going to play them tonight at 9:10 Central Time. As that is a fly ball to deep left field, going back to the wall, makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the catcher.
Yeah, that's a close one right there. That could have been disastrous if it went over.
James McCann. In real life, Los Angeles Dodgers yesterday defeated the San Diego Padres 6-3. Ben Consperius got the win, as that's outside for a ball. 1 for 3 with a single, on Sunday in Albuquerque for McCann, as that's outside. Ben Consperius got the win as he pitched 3 2/3 of an inning. Dylan Cease took the loss.
And yesterday was the whole story with Shohei Ohtani.
Yep, 3-0. Count as Broncho's on deck for McCann. Kirby Yates got his second save. Ohtani pitched only 1 inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Fortunately for him, he did not figure in the decision last night. 3-1. That's fouled away. Go on.
But it's good to have Ohtani back pitching.
Yep. Gasparius pitched 3 2/3 of an innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts to get his 5th win on the season in relief. As that is a ground ball to the shortstop over the first, and the Comets are down in orders. We go to the 5th. Round Rock 2, Comets Zippo on the board.
Man.
Of course, Round Rock's parent club, the Texas Rangers, were off yesterday. They are taking on
For Round Rock,
the Royals at
Aaron
home.
Zavala.
Coming up shortly, by the way.
As I said that earlier.
And that's called for a strike. We welcome those of you just joining us for our Comets Round Rock game. Just a reminder, if you missed out on who won Game 1 of our doubleheader, it was the Padres winning 11-4. As that's swing and a miss, strike 2 for Zavala. Padres. Go ahead. We're going to have strike 3 for Zavala, 1 away in the 5th. I was going to say 11 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Padres. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Rockies. Rockies left a total of, if I remember, Padres left 5, Rockies left 4 on base.
Rockies left. Well, over here on this game so far, you haven't missed much. It's at the top of the first. That's when Round Rock scored their first 2 runs. But since then, it's been down in order for both sides.
As here's a fly ball to right field. Rhodes will make the catch, and there's the second out for the Round Rock Express.
The center fielder, number 12, Kevin Pillar.
Basically, now this is where the pitchers are starting to do a lot better in.
Coming into tonight's game, the Comets, the E-Train and the Comets have split the first meeting that was down in Round Rock, as that was ball 1. Stone's next pitch, that's fouled away. Comets then took 4 out of 6. So, let's see, the Comets lead the season series. If I look at my stats here, that's high for ball 2.
They lead by 4 games, I believe.
No, they have... No, I'm looking at my stats here. Let's see... 7-5 in the season series, if you're asking.
Oh, so they only lead by 2.
Yeah. So it's been a close series, as that's a 1-2-3 inning for the E-Train as we go to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through game number 2.
Man, that's just been the whole story of this game now. Ever since the top of the first, we haven't seen anything else really happen.
Yeah, I would agree, as Aaron Broncho grounded out his first time up. But back to the Rockies, Padres. Padres, by the way, get their first win after they got shut out by, guess who? The Los Angeles Dodgers. Speaking of them. that was at home. So the Padres get their first win of the year. Rockies, unfortunately, they have now lost both games. So their game of the week, which is terrible.
Oh, that is just not fun for them.
Yeah, they are now 0-2 in MLB's Game of the Week. By the way, that was to make up for the reason for the doubleheader is that's 2 away in the 5th. Reason for the doubleheader with the Comets is that was to make up last Saturday's Game of the Week, which, let's be honest, I was not in a good mood, and this is nothing against anybody on the Discord family. As that's called for a strike for John Rhodes. 1 for 3 with a single on Sunday in Albuquerque. The reason we postponed MLB's Game of the Week to today was because of the issue with my job and all that. And if you have not heard the news, I may be quitting my job at Cheddar's to possibly work for a couple of applications. One of them is Sean's Favorite Restaurant, as that's swinging a miss, strike 3 to end the 5th. 1-2-3 go the Comets as we head to the 6th. Round Rock 2, Comets nothing. One of them is a job interview at Sean's Favorite Restaurant. I think you know which restaurant I'm talking about.
I saw it in the Discord, so
Leading
don't
off
name
for
me.
Road Rock, the shortstop.
Well,
Nick.
you're surprised about that, as Nick Ahmed is up to start off the 6th. But in all fairness, it would be awesome if I did work for Whataburger.
No ball.
Yeah.
1 strike.
You really got. You already said it. Don't hide it.
Oh, and I also forgot to mention the M&M's Cup Series race is already up if you haven't watched it already. As that's one away in the 6th for Ahmed, so Ahmed's down in order. As Trevor Halber 0 for 2 tonight. The other one, the other interview is going to be tomorrow, so we don't know what time I will be live for. It is main event Oklahoma City, which
That place.
that's the other one that I got a job interview tomorrow. And I'm trying to apply as a dining host. Yeah, that sounds a bit weird, the word dining and host in the sentence.
Yeah, at a place that is for arcade bowling.
And I love arcade bowling. Look, I may not be a good bowler. Y'all is 1-2 the count for Halver. Stone's next pitch.
You're not a good
That's a
golfer either,
flop.
just saying.
Oh, gee, thanks a lot. That's fouled away. The only thing Sean is agreeing that Sean's already beaten me in the is it worth the hype as well as the popcorn beer situation, because yeah, Sean beat me in the popcorn beer last year on Reno Ace's Twitter account. This year they win the is it worth the hype. Round Rock's, I believe, 2nd. Oklahoma City is like 8 on the list. But they're still ahead of Sugar Land and Salt Lake. Sorry about the phone interrupting me. As that is called for a strike. Cody Funderbuck and Michael Grove warming up in the Comets bullpen. I think you can still hear me, right? Oh, Sean just muted. Why did I take a screenshot? That was not what I wanted. 1-1. That's outside. Fly ball to right field. Rhodes is under it. He'll make the catch. And that will end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the E-Train down the bottom of the 6th. It is 2-0 Round Rock.
Leading it off, the left
Chris
fielder.
Salinas up. Ground out his first time up, batting left. He's also a switch hitter. Acker's first pitch is called for a strike. 5 RBIs, 2 doubles his last 9 games for Aline. And there's a line drive to left field. That will be caught for the first out of the 6th. It's been Round Rock all game. That's why Dave Paula's up. 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch. Fouled away. Oh, 1. There's a line drive to right field. That's a base hit. That's going to get down in the right center field. So the first hit for either team since the first. Third hit for the Comets tonight. Now bring up David Bodie. That's called for a strike. Comets trying to avoid a second straight shutout loss. Remember, they were shut out by Albuquerque on Sunday. And here's a fly ball to deep left field. You can forget it. This ball is gone over the MLB The Show 25 sign. as Bodie just homered his 9th of the year, and we are deadlocked at 2. A big home run for David Bodie. As we're deadlocked here at 2 here in the 6th. .453 feet. Now bring up Jose Iglesias. 1 for 2 with a double tonight. Which he did it back in the 1st. He struck out in the 4th. 2-2 tie here in the 6th. That's out low. Nice pitch. That's caught by the first baseman, and there's 2 away in the 6th.
Ward.
That's ball 1. Fly ball to left field. That's fouled away. Outside, ball 2.
2 balls, 1 strike.
70th pitch for Actor, and here it comes.
Ball 3.
Inside, ball 3. James McCann is on deck. Welcome back, senors. That's now a full count. Think somebody needed to see you or something like that?
Dinner.
Oh, it's your dinner. Gotcha. One thing I was not aware of that I don't think, which Cody and I were discussing this, as that's found away. My friend Kyle Langland, which I didn't find this out until today, has been racing with a broken hand, which we didn't find that out until today, as that swung on a miss, strike 3 to end the inning. But the 2-run homer, the big blow as the 2 runs on 2 hits and none left. We're heading to the 7th. We're deadlocked at 2 apiece. 2-4-0 for the Comets, 2-3-0 for the E-Train.
Now pitching.
Michael Kopech, the new pitcher for the Comets.
Kopech.
Dean Voles and our producer and engineer, Sean Art, here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, as Caber Rodriguez is up 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 1st. Grounded out in the 4th. You two are back at our 1340 The Studios.
And we're glad everyone who is able to watch here is enjoying it.
Hope everybody enjoyed their Father's Day.
I enjoy resting.
Yeah. There's a line drive to right field. That's a base hit. So there's the first hit for the E-Train since the 1st inning.
Now batting.
Actually, since the second.
Well, second inning. Yeah, it is since the 2nd inning. Well, first hit in a while for the E-Train. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, we will go with that.
And, of course, that's with Michael Kopech. First pitch for Alan Trejo is outside. I did save a photo of the stats for the Padres and Rockies, which I'll actually pull it up while this game is still going on, which glad about PS5 things. I just got a message from the YouTuber. Oh.
Runner, runner, runner.
Telling me about the new Mexican football game. Is that's a fly ball to center field. And there's the first down of the 7th. While I take care of this.
The first baseman, Josh Hacker.
Yeah, we're almost to the stretch. One away in the 7th.
And it somehow always with me with how I lead during these games. Something goes wrong.
Oh, hang on.
Time. Hit by pitch. Take your base.
As that's ball 4.
Left fielder, Aaron
Do you
Zavala.
want them?
Yep, walked him.
Oh, okay.
I'll send this guy.
Fouled off right there.
That's the
Yep.
ball.
Strike 1. I will be. Yes. Starts.
All right, gonna continue on here. Trying to get out of it is the Comets. And fly. Oh, popped up and caught for the second out.
Zion back. Runners at first and second, and now Malcolm Moore is up.
Two outs here in the top of the 7th.
First pitch called for a strike.
Time. Hit by pitch. First base.
The center fielder, number 12, Kevin.
Oh, another pitcher, another hitter got hit, bases loaded.
Yep, now bring up Kevin Pillar. Michael Kopech in danger. I think I'll have to look and see if the starter for Round Rock will figure a decision. Line drive to left field. That's a base hit. That will already score a run. Here comes another run scored. Not in time. It's a 2 RBI single for Kevin Pollard. E-Train back in the lead at 4-2 here in the 7th.
Ahmed.
That is what the E-Train needed.
Still with runners at first and second. And that's it for Michael Kopech. Don't know why the OKC manager is wearing a jacket, but okay. We'll just go with that.
It's the look professional, I guess.
I guess same for as Michael Grove is the new pitcher.
Anyway, top of the 7th still going on here.
Go to first, now in the inning. But the E-Train scores 2 runs. 2 runs on, I think, 2 hits and 2 left. It's time to stretch and sing in Oklahoma. Round Rock leads 4-2 over the Comets.
Leading it off, the catcher, James McCann.
Let me look at the final numbers for Round Rock, as it looks like Dean Acker is still pitching. Gavin Stone, 6 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He will probably not factor in the decision. Kopech, 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, no walks, and a strikeout. Grove retired, the only batter he faced. Steen Acker is still on the mound, so it looks like Acker is going to more than likely get the win the way things are looking.
I mean, especially now since he's pitching his 7th straight inning.
Yep, one away in the 7th.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Aaron Bracho.
If he pitches this whole inning, yes, he'll get the factor here.
Strike one. 0-1.
JT Chagua and Dane Dunning warming up in the Express bullpen.
That is probably going to be one of them is going to be pitching here in the 8th. That's for sure.
Yep, ground ball over the first, 2 away in the 7th. So if Round Rock were to win tonight, they would be one more win away from tying the season series between them and OKC.
You're probably not happy about that, are you?
I'll be okay with a split between these two teams. It's over the first. Comets down in order. We go the 8th. As Acker has pitched 7 strong innings, so he will probably be done after that as we head the 8th. Round Rock 4, OKC 2.
He plays a great game, that's for sure.
4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the E-Train. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Comets. Michael Grove will remain in the ball game. Sean Art, D. DuVoyles. Sean Art, our producer and engineer. D. DuVoyles here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark as Engardo Enriquez and Cody Funderbuck warming up in the Comets bullpen. Remember, Cody Funderbuck was acquired in a trade with the Seattle Mariners. So for Joe Jakes, who, by the way, is now with the Tacoma Rainiers. 10,029 fans. 10-0,029 here at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark between these two teams.
And that's a great crowd, but again, it is on a Tuesday.
Yeah, so, and remember, school is out here in Oklahoma, so that's still a good-sized crowd.
Now batting, the second
One away here in the top of the 8th.
Foscue.
You talked about, Sean, you talked about the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 1 win away from winning their first championship since relocating. Well, we just got news today, as that's fouled away for strike 1 on Justin Foscue. The Oklahoma City Thunder are staying until 2053 after they just agreed to a new lease, by the way. Ground ball over the first. 2 away in the 8th. So the rumors of Seattle taking back the Thunder, not going to happen. Caber Rodriguez 2 for 3 with an RBI single in the first. Ground out in the 4th, singled the 7th, so 2 singles and an RBI. That's another ground ball to base hit. He is 3 for 4 tonight, Caber Rodriguez.
What a game for him.
Hitter, Alan Trejo.
Oh. 1-0.
Of course, their new arena will be opened in 2028, as that's called for a strike. And where's that new arena building, you're asking? That's right where the old Cox Center is, as that's down low for a strike.
So they're still going to stay in the area.
Yeah, they're going to still be in Oklahoma City. They're just going to be across from Paycom. And remember, they have a G team. And here's an ironic thing, as that's called for a strike to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go. No runs, a hit, and a runner left, actually, for the Express as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Funny thing is, Oklahoma City is going for their second title in a row. What I mean by that is JT Chagua is the new pitcher for the Round Rock Express. When I say they're going for their second title in a row, I mean they're the Oklahoma City Blue, the G League affiliate for the Thunder, won the championship last season, believe it or not.
But we don't pay attention to the G League.
Yeah, I've only been to one G League game, and it's really cool. And I got to sit in front, got to be on courtside, seeing the players play as Cole Winn and Dayton Dunning warming up in the Express bullpen.
I'm surprised that we're still kind of going here with this.
Yeah.
One ball, one strike.
I would have thought Dunning would have been sat down.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to come in and pitch tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see as far as that's concerned. And here's a ground ball to the third baseman. That is caught for the first out, so he doesn't have to make a play. He already made a nice little catch, one away in the bottom of the eighth.
Oh, man, this has been a little bit difficult here for OKC. Like, they got those 2 runs, but then after that, it's just not been that great.
I would agree.
No ball, one strike.
Our series will continue tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, a 12:05 first pitch. Last time in real life, the Comets and E-Train played an afternoon game. The Comets destroyed Round Rock. We'll see if that will be a different story when we get ready to do our afternoon game. I believe Round Rock won the last time in the afternoon game, but I'll have to go back and look. That's strike 3, 2 away here in the eighth. Got to give the E-Train a lot of credit with all the new players that the Comets have not seen, and now they'll definitely adjust during the series. First pitch for Chagua, that's a ground ball. Foscue got over the first in time to end the eighth. 1, 2, 3, go the Comets. But it's still E-Train leading 4-2 as we start the ninth, as the umpire checking on the pitchers there. And there's Cody Funderbuck. That's his games with Oklahoma City and Tacoma. 36, 3-0 record in the rest of his stats.
For Round Rock, the first baseman, Josh Hatcher.
Josh Hatcher as we start the top of the ninth. That's called for a strike. I was going to go over the winning pitcher. That's outside. Oh, it's free to play? I like free to play. That's my favorite. Jason Adam got the win, as that's called for strike 3, 1 away in the ninth. Jason Adam got the win. Seth Halverson took the loss. Jeremiah Estrada took the save. Jake Cronenworth hit 2 home runs. He was 4 for 5 today, as that will be the second baseman making the catch, and there's 2 away here in the ninth.
Now batting, number 92.
And that will bring up Malcolm Moore. It is not number 92. You need to say Malcolm Moore, you darping announcer. So that's called, as that will be called for a strike. Zach Jackson warming up. Same with Edgar Enriquez if needed. As that is fouled away. This Saturday's MLB's Game of the Week, we're heading to St. Louis, the only ballpark I've been in to date. That'll be the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals, as that's fouled away. I might move it to Thursday, so that way we don't have anything conflicting with my WWE events on Saturday and Sunday. For anyone that's wondering about those events, that's outside. I have my SummerSlam coming up this weekend, so hope everybody's excited. I will be live I'll try to see when I can squeeze in the Round Rock OKC deals. That's going to be the inning as Round Rock goes down in order. Last chance for the Comets as we go to the bottom of the ninth. And it's 4-2 E-Train, just like that.
Now pitching for Round Rock, number 60, Cole Wynn. Leading up, the third baseman, David Bodie.
David Bodie. I'll definitely download Maximum Football 25, which is, by the way, free. Yay, I love free. First pitch.
No, that's a ball.
Outside.
1 ball, no strike.
Cole Wynn to close out this game. Looking for a save opportunity. Here's the 1-0.
No,
That's high for ball 2.
2 balls, no strike.
After this game is over, we'll have your Comets post-game report. As that is a ground ball to right field for a base hit for the Comets. We'll recap the scoring. One last look around the International and the Pacific Coast League and the Dodgers organization. The play of the game and a preview of tomorrow afternoon's game.
Oh boy.
As Sean is back just in time. Runner at first for Jose Iglesias. Comets down to their final 3 outs of the ninth.
All they need is just one swing.
Well, and here's a fly ball to right field. That's caught. 1 away here in the ninth.
Now
They
batting, the
need
first
something
baseman,
to tie the game.
Ward.
And I got notification from my normal producer and engineer, the YouTuber, Maximum Football 25. I'm actually going to download after this game is over. After we sign off is when I'll download the game. Because they told me it's free. I was like, yay, I love free games. My favorite. Check swing for a strike. The one thing the Comets need to not do, hit a game-ending double play.
If that happens, then it's over.
Yep. That's called for a strike, and now the Comets down to their final out, just like that.
Now batting, the catcher, James.
This ain't looking good.
Well, the good news is the Comets will not be shut out for a second consecutive game. The bad news is they're going to be in danger of a second straight loss dating back to Sunday. As that's outside for ball 1. James McCann 0 for 3 tonight. He needs to do something here. Comets down their final out here in the ninth. Comets trail 4-2 in the ninth. The next pitch for Wynn. Fouled away.
1-1.
That's called for a strike. Now OKC down to their final strike. 1-2. High.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Gonna be 2 to the count here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Comets down their final strike. Wins next pitch. Fouled away.
Gonna keep it going for 1 for another pitch.
2-2, next pitch. Fly ball, this should do it. Over the left fielder, he'll make the catch, and that will end the game. Comets fall 4-2 to the Round Rock Express as Round Rock runs away with it. And they will take the series opener here in Oklahoma City. No runs, a hit, and a runner left. And the Comets have now lost back-to-back games dating back to Sunday. 4-6-0 for the E-Train, 2-5-0 for the Comets. Dane Acker will get his second win as he has bounced back from a difficult loss. Michael Kopech will unfortunately take the loss. And Cole Wynn will pick up the save just like that. So a good win for the E-Train as they get the victory here in Oklahoma City. And Sean's doing the yee-haw.
Yeah.
Yep. As we welcome you to the Whataburger post-game report. Yes, Round Rock always does the Whataburger post-game report, so yeah. No, that's a fitting way. We love Whataburger in Oklahoma, so it's like, welcome to the club. So Dane Acker goes...
Yeah, this is the Round Rock OKC series. Let's have that.
Yep. Dane Acker goes 7 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He goes to 2-2 on the year. Cole Wynn will pick up his 7th save. Retired all but one batter he faced, but still got the save. The loss goes to Michael Kopech. Really a rough outing. 2 runs, 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. He falls to 7-4. It was a really quick game between these two teams as Round Rock took the lead in the top of the first. It stayed that way until the bottom of the 6th, where the Comets had the only home run from David Bodie, but then the E-Train just took the lead in the 7th and never gave it up. And the RBIs for Keibert Rodriguez, the play of the game, presented by Whataburger, proud sponsor of the Comets and the Round Rock Express. Well, let's say that was a fun game. Dane Acker, by the way, the player of the game, so I think it should have gone to Keibert Rodriguez, in my honest opinion. But we'll go with that. All right, let's take a look at scores around the rest of the International in the PCL. We talked about there was one game that was final. That was this afternoon. Durham falling to Omaha 3-2. Winning pitcher for the Storm Chasers, Daniel Lynch. He's 4-0. The loss went to Cole Sullerster. He's 2-3. Jake Brent's got his first blown save on the year. By the way, I'm having a peanut butter sandwich I was still eating, by the way. Tanner Murray had a home run for the Durham Bulls. RBI for Jonathan Arnada for the Bulls of Durham. Kevin Bigelow, Javier Vaz, and Drew Waters had RBIs for the Storm Chasers. As I need a pick... Oh, there's my bottle. I was wondering where it went. Syracuse beat Jacksonville 5-4. Blade Tidwell got the win in person 9-1. Renee Stanek's 3rd save of the year. The loss goes to Jansen Junk. He's 6-5. Eric Wagaman hit a 3-run homer for the Jumbo Shrimp. Nathan Martorella had an RBI for Jacksonville. Ryan Clifford hit a grand slam for the Mets. And Rafael Ortega also hit a home run for Syracuse in the win. Louisville beat Scranton Wilkes-Barre, or Wilkes-Barre Scranton, 3-1, nevertheless. Winning pitcher for the Bats was Graham Ashcraft. He's 3-0. Tajay Antoine's 2nd save. The loss to Michael Aranas. He's 2-7. Cameron Eden had an RBI single for the Rail Riders. Former Dodger Gavin Lux hit a home run for the Bats. Will Benson also homered for Louisville. And Matthew Nielsen also had an RBI for the Bats in the contest. Rochester beat Lehigh Valley 4-3. Winning pitcher for the Red Wings was Yoan Adon. He's 4-1. Zach Berzitsky, second save. The loss goes to Seth Johnson. He's 1-5. Darren Baker, Jeremy De La Rosa, and Jose Tena had RBIs for the Red Wings in the contest. Rafael Marchand and Buddy Kennedy had the RBIs for the Iron Pigs in the loss. Well, Worcester, yes, we need to start saying this now. Worcester beat Buffalo 4-3. Winning pitcher was Zach Kelly. He's 2-2. Adam Ottavino, 16th save. The loss to Kevin Gowdy. He's 2-2. Josh Rivera, Domingo Pomagani, and Michael Stefanik had RBIs for the Bisons of Buffalo. Philip Sykes hit a 3-run homer for the Red Sox, and Corey Rozier had the other RBI for the Red Sox in the contest. Gwinnett beat Charlotte 4-2. Winning pitcher was Wander Sorio. His first win, he's 1-0. Buck Farmer got his second blown save. The loss to Prelander Baroa, he is 3-8. Luke Williams hit a 3-run homer for the Stripes. Nacho Alvarez Jr. had an RBI as well for Gwinnett. Jacob Burke and Tristan Gray, RBI doubles for the Charlotte Knights. Iowa beat Columbus 5-1, the Clippers. Winning pitcher for the I-Cubs, Nathan Pearson. He's 3-1. Phil Bickford's 25th save. The loss went to Jacob Junis. His first loss, he's 1-1. Colby Allard got his second blown save. Matt Shaw hit a 2-run homer for the I-Cubs. Reese McGuire, Hayden Catrelli, and Benjamin Cowles had RBIs for Iowa. Jay Arnacacha got an RBI, which he ground into a double play for the Clippers in the loss. Norfolk beat Memphis 6-3, as we only have one more game for the International League to go over. Winning pitcher was Ronisty Contreras. He's 4-1. Sir Anthony Dominguez, his 14th save. The loss goes to John King. His first loss, he's 0-1. Ramon Urias hit a 3-run homer for the Tide. Heston Jerstad and David Benuelos had the other RBI for Norfolk. Zach Levinson hit a home run for the Redbirds. Lucan Baker and Ramos Mendoza had the other RBI for Memphis in the contest. Last but not least, St. Paul beat Indianapolis took on Nashville. Indianapolis falls to Nashville 6-2. I forgot we had another game to deal with. J.P. Bukauskas, the ex-Rainier, got the win, improves to 5-3. The loss to Mike Burrows, he's 6-4. Freddie Zamoa, Xavier Warren, Anthony Siegler, and Vinny Caprera had RBIs for the Sounds. Mike Jarvis had 2 RBIs for Indianapolis in the contest. Now St. Paul and Toledo. St. Paul won 8-4 over the Mud Hens. Winning pitcher went to Anthony Mowezik. His first one, he's 1-0. George Alcala, his 4th save. The loss to John Bareba, he's 2-6. Kento Media's second blown save. Home run for Akil Badu for the Mud Hens. Jace Jung also had an RBI for Toledo. Mike Ford and Emmanuel Rodriguez homered for the Saints, and Ty France had an RBI for St. Paul in the contest. Now to your PCL scoreboard. Sugarland beat Las Vegas 6-5. Remember, hopefully we hope that will happen in real life. Winning pitcher for the Space Cowboys was Miguel Castro. He's 2-2. The loss went to Luis Medina. He's 2-2. Luis Urias, Logan Davidson homered for the Overtures on the contest. Nick Kurtz also had an RBI for the Overtures. Zach Short, Cooper Hummel had home runs for the Space Cowboys. Ben Gamal, Quincy Hamilton had 2 RBIs as well for Sugarland in the contest. Sacramento beat Salt Lake 4-2. Winning pitcher for the River Kings was Ethan Small. He's 3-7. Landon Roop's 17th save. Lost to Sam Bachman. He's 2-4. Casey Schmidt had a home run for the River Cats. Matt Higgins and Yaro Pomares had 2 RBIs for the River Cats of Sacramento. That is the Comets' next opponent, by the way. Nico Cavadis had a home run for the Bees, and J.D. Davis also had an RBI for Salt Lake in the loss. Albuquerque beat Tacoma 7-1. Winning pitcher for the Isotopes is Carson Palmquist. He's 6-2. Angel Chevali's third save of the year. The loss goes to Jackson Coward. He's 5-3. Charlie Condon had a solo shot for the Isotopes. Julio Carreras, Austin Nola, Sean Bouchard, Greg Jones, also RBIs for the Isotopes. Nelson Quiroz had the sack RBI for the Rainiers in the contest. Reno shut out El Paso 4-0. Winning pitcher was Tommy Henry. He's 5-3. Kyle Nelson's third save. The loss went to Brian Bergert. He's 5-5. Only runs scored for the Aces. Christian Robertson's home run for Reno. Amaris Garcia, Jesus Valdez, and Jordan Lawler had the other RBI in the run scored for the Reno Aces. Around the Dodgers organization, Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the San Diego Padres 6-4, bouncing back from a tough loss last night. Winning pitcher was Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He is 8-3. Nick Pravita took the loss. He's 4-5. Home runs for Jason Hayward and Fernando Tatis Jr. for the Padres. As Pravita went 4 1/3, 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will run on 5 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Tanner Scott's 27th save. Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez homered for the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani also had 2 RBIs for the Dodgers as well. As Scott went 2 2/3 of an innings, retired all but one batter he faced, as I said, to pick up the save. Dodgers and Padres are tied at 1 series apiece. Dodgers will take on the Padres tomorrow night at 9:10 Central Time. Rookie Sasaki for the Dodgers, Joe Musgrove for the San Diego Padres. Around the Dodgers minor league system, AA Tulsa shut out Midland 6-0. Kyle Gibson got the win in person 1-0, his first win. The loss to Will Johnston, he's 2-5. As Johnston went 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, 5 hits, 6 walks, 1 strikeout. Ugh, that's not a good line. Only runs scored for the Drillers. Nick Bibinson and Miles Mastrobone had home runs for the Drillers. Damon Key, Taylor Young, also the RBIs for Tulsa. They will play Midland tomorrow afternoon. Well, the Comets will need to get something going here tomorrow afternoon as we have a quick turnaround, get ready to play an afternoon game. 12:05 first pitch. Emmett Sheehan is coming off a difficult loss against the Isotopes on Thursday. He is 2-4 with a 2.11 earned run average. Michael Platzmeyer looking to bounce back after losing to the Comets the last time these two teams met back in Round Rock. He'll start for the Express. He's 9-2 with a 2.16 earned run average. Gates open at 11 o'clock. Limited tickets are available. Call 405-218-2150 or order your tickets at OKCComets.com or stop by the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark box office. It'll be open first thing tomorrow morning. We're on the air at 11:50 with Comets on deck here on 1340 The Game, 1340thegame.com, or anywhere on your mobile device with the free iHeartRadio app. Also on the Valley Sports Live and the MILB TV app. Recapping a long stream, ladies and gentlemen. In Game 1, it was the San Diego Padres 11 and the Colorado Rockies 4. 11 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Padres. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Rockies. Winning pitcher was Jason Adam. The loss is Seth Halverson. Jeremiah Estrada got the save. Padres with the win. They improved to 1-1 as they bounced back from losing to the Dodgers in their at Petco Park. The same cannot be said for the Rockies, who fall to 0-2 in my MLB Game of the Week. They have now lost back-to-back games as a result. In Game 2, it was the Round Rock Express 4 and the Oklahoma City Comets 2. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the E-Train. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Comets. Winning pitcher was Dane Acker. He improves to 2-2. Cole Winn picks up his 7th save. The loss to Michael Kopach. He's 7-4. With the win, Round Rock improves to 39-31. The Comets have now lost back-to-back games. They have also now lost 5 of their last 7. They fall to 43-27. For the YouTuber in our studios and our producer and engineer, Sean Art, I'm Dee DeVoe saying good night from Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Thanks as always for joining us. We appreciate your listenership and your support. Hope you'll join us again tomorrow afternoon for some daytime baseball. Coming up next, it is is your local news and all that. You've been listening to OKC Comets and Round Rock Express Radio, presented by Whataburger.